Hello, fans. I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and we're going to take a look at the Beijing Ocypus Technology Company Limited's Ocypus Delta F12 BK ARGB. This is a new brand as far as I can tell. I came across it quite by accident. I had to make a purchase from my donor. It's like, they give me a bunch of stuff. I have to at least buy something every once in a while as recompense, I guess, perhaps. So I think it's a pretty sweet deal, though, because I get a lot of stuff and I only have to spend $50. So I got these both. And I also, from the same brand, got this, which has a different set of fans in it than the Delta and Gamma that I'm going to be reviewing. So I'll be able to tell you about those fans as well. So let's go ahead and get started now. This is the fan, and I kind of like that little touch they did with they've got this blackened metal ring here. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that's going to be aluminum, but maybe it's actually brass, because the middle part there, that little ring, is brass as well. I wish this camera could take a more close-up look at this, but it can't. So yeah, it's a unique touch. Whereas, like, if you look at, say, Noctua and certain other brands, you'll see some brass, especially on the backside, not the backside, the front side. But this one has it as a decoration. I don't think it has anything to do with the actual interior of the fan, but I could be wrong. If you happen to be from Ocypus, can you let me know, please? I'm really curious. I think it adds a touch of class, I guess. Maybe that was the goal they were going for. But it's not something like really, really exciting looking. The lighting isn't special or anything like that. But let's go ahead and take a look at the lighting. And that's all there is to it. There's nothing on the sides, nothing special on the back. So let me just turn this on so you can see what it looks like with the blades in motion. And here we go. Don't have to get it to go fast. We just need to get it to go. Oh, come on. These are a little bit touchy. One of them is touchier than the other one. I'm trying to remember which one it is. But off the top of my head, I don't know. So yeah, you can see the color combination seems to be decent. Although, as always, I can't tell if what I'm seeing on my screen is what you're seeing on yours, because I've got really, 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 did I say really? Old monitors. I mean, they're probably like at least a decade old, if not older. Because I got them in 2017 from a guy I know. Why am I holding that still? Who took me in when I fled back to America from Indonesia, and he gave me both of them. I think I don't remember anymore. Well, yeah. Anyways, so the one that is a little bit problematic is this one. It does not like to start up in a horizontal position like this. It does start. It just takes a little while for it to build up enough whatever voltage it needs to actually overcome whatever inertia is preventing it. I noticed that when it's like in a vertical position like this, it has much less trouble getting started, which is a little bit odd. I'm assuming it's because it's got cheap hydraulic bearings. A lot of these new companies, they start with the cheapest stuff so they can sell you stuff at a low price. And yeah, so let's go ahead and listen to this one. I'm going to get it set up and we'll go from there. And I've got it as slow as it's going to go for me. Oh, I should probably turn off my my air filter down here. Oop. I can hear a low-pitched harmonic resonance, and then there's a medium one. Oh wait, that's not a harmonic resonance. That's just the hum of the fan. It's quite intense. Another medium one. And there's it's not a high one, but it's a different, it's a medium one that's higher than the other ones. Or either that or it's just another weird hum from this fan because it's not stopping. Wow. Took a long time for it to stop. So yeah, there's definitely some harmonic resonances. At least the harmonic resonances are not really high. I'm not really sure what tends to bother people the most as far as resonances are concerned, but let me just go back here. Trying to find it again. Maybe it was just a matter of it was warming up. There it is. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Anyways, let's check out the static pressure. Oops. Gotta hold the cable in place so it doesn't get in my way as it lays across my keyboard. Static pressure wise, this is supposed to be something in the area of 4.3. I'm going to be really impressed if it is actually 4.3 when I test it on my manometer. I've got to build a connector to connect the fans to the manometer, and then I'll be able to do static pressure testing. I would say this is actually not bad. I'm going to say like 2.5. So it could be higher than that, but without being able to capture all of the air to properly evaluate it, I can't say for certain, unfortunately. But hey, once I get done with the airflow testing, or at some point in between, preferably, I will build the adapter to connect those the fans to my manometer, which is, I don't know if you've seen the video where I showed it or if I did actually remember to show it, but it's fairly long, which is necessary because if you have a lot of fans and you have server fans like I do, you need one that can go can measure, a high static pressure like some of my fans can produce. Now the average fan obviously is wimpy. The average fan is, that I've seen anyways, usually is under 2 millimeters of static pressure. A lot of the older ones are even less than that, but there are some that get up over 7, 8, and the really powerful ones get over 10, but those are uncommon for consumers. Right, so let's take a look at these specifications. And here it is, Beijing Ocypus Technology Company Limited. I don't know where they got the word Ocypus. I saw it and I was like, is it Osiris? Is it Cyprus? Oh, Cyprus? Oh, Cyprus? Oh, Cyprus? Or is it something else? I don't know. But this is the Delta F12BK ARGB. And it is an $11 fan, which I think is really a reasonable price, and seems like they're trying to compete with Thermalright and Arctic for command of the low end of the market. Compliant with CE, UKCA, and RCM, made in China, 120 by 25 millimeters, 105 millimeters between the mounting holes, 7 blades, approximately 140 grams. It has a limited, Why is it like that? Oh, I forgot. It has a limited liability warranty for 3 years. Now you notice the one below that is LL2, and that's because the Gamma series is only a 2-year warranty. The number of LEDs is probably 24 on this one because it's 24 on the other one, but I don't know for sure. ARGB, and it's compatible with my Asus motherboard, but I don't know what else it's compatible with because they didn't bother to list. They probably didn't test. And again, this is the one that has a best orientation of vertical. It's supposed to be 500 to 2,000 RPMs plus or minus 10%, but on the low end, I could only get it to down to 990 RPMs, which is actually technically a flaw. And I will be contacting them to say, hey, there's something wrong with your fan, and see if they're willing to send me another one that is correct. But the top end is fine at 2070. And the airflow is supposed to be 73 CFMs. Now, I don't test in CFMs. I test in CMHs. So there's the information there, which we'll be going over hopefully today in the comparison video, my episode number 2. Oh, sorry about that. I have another new keyboard that I'm using, and it's quite sensitive. And then it's supposed to be 4.3. I think it's about 2.5, but we'll see. For the maximum, 29 decibels, and then the cable for the fan itself is 52 centimeters, daisy chainable but not sleeved, 51.5 centimeters for the LED cable, daisy chainable but not sleeved, PWM and standard ARGB connectors, hydraulic bearings, 12 volts, 2.4 watts, and 0.2 amps. 5 volts for the lights, 1.2 watts and 0.24 amps, which is, if you're going to be buying LED devices and you live in an area where power is very expensive, it is really important that you find out what the power consumption is of your fans and streamers or whatever it is you're buying, the light strips and stuff, because you may end up with the one that's down below the Gamma where it's 7.5 watts, 1.5 amps. That's really a significant amount. And that's why I'm not sure that this fan does have 24 LEDs. It may have just a fraction of that. It may just have 12 or maybe even less than that, since it's in the middle. And I'm going to pause for a moment and see if I can figure that out. And as you can see, I just counted and there are only 8. I don't know why they didn't bother to put it on their website. They put the Gamma's LED count on the website. So there's that. Then as far as the fan, it does have indicators of rotation and flow on it. Turns in a clockwise direction. Comes with 4 fan screws or bolts, and also 4 radiator bolts. And it does have the rings for the corner, but for some reason it's only got the cushions on one side. That's why I wrote Y4.
I need to ask for your help. Things have been challenging. Whose life hasn't been challenging lately? So if you can please help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and turning on notifications, that would be really, really super. Also, if you'd like to help me financially and you can't afford to, you can do a super thanks on my Glenn's Fast Reviews channel, or you can become a member there. Or if you prefer, you can go to patreon.com/GLENNMII and become a member there instead. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Bleeping Computer for their support of my channel. If you need resources for computers, for getting rid of malware and learning about cybersecurity and stuff, Bleeping Computer, BLEEPING computer.com is a great resource. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.